It's CP the Tool Addict. Woo! Yes, that's right. We've got the Knipex Twin Grip, my favorite pair of pliers, and the Icon Quick Adjust pliers. I think that's what they're going by. You know, obviously they couldn't use the twin grip name, but we're going to take a look at these bad boys. You know that I just did a video, talked about them, so I figured, you know what, there was enough commentary that we probably should take a look at these side by side and see exactly what one or another does or doesn't do, or how much difference there is in them, and actually give a fair assessment and check them out. So if you want to hear what's going on, stick around for the video. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe. Subscribe or like. That's a big one. Appreciate it. You know, if you're new to the channel or you want to support this channel, I do have a membership page where you can join the membership page and join the CP the Tool Addict Army. Just a quick shameless plug. But let's get into the video, because I know that's what you guys are raring to do. So let's go. All right, the Twin Grip pliers, Knipex. Knipex, first of all, this is a company that's been out since 1889, 140 years. Icon, technically Harbor Freight's been out since, what, 1978? So they're 40-some years old, roughly. And Icon is roughly 4 years old on the market, and obviously these pliers have been coming out the last 2 years. So Icon has 2 years of stability in the tool industry. Talk about the things that I do like about the Icon pliers. First of all, if you guys know, a year ago, I talked about how these handles were very, very hard. If you go back and look at my video of the Icon pliers, I wasn't too impressed with those, you know, and I'm pretty critical. I'm very critical about wanting to have something that's professional grade, and that's what Icon claims to be. So I'm a stickler. Okay, so I'm very, very crucial. I'm very critical on having everything being up to my standards. So this is a high standard review. Made in Taiwan. In fact, I got the package right here. 8-inch quick adjust pliers. Fast adjust. Push button slip joint pliers. Made in Taiwan. Designed in the USA. Designed and by Icon Tools in the USA. Manufactured in Taiwan. It's kind of the thing that people try to play off now. That's worse than assembled in the USA. Why even bother saying designed in the USA? I have no idea. All right, the hardness of these is, I have used these, okay? So I want you to look at the jaw. So we have a little bit of teeth wear. I have been using these. We have a little bit of chipping, a little bit of deflection on the teeth. I wanted to make sure that before I did the video on these that I actually did it. Now, I want you to just, before you flip out here now, the teeth themselves don't seem to be affected. It just took off some of the coating is what I'm assuming here. They don't seem to be worn down any. Take them on a nut, slip them around a little bit, a grade 8 bolt, slipping them around there, you know, that sort of thing. Other than that, don't see anything that really jumped out on me. I was going to do a hardness test on them, but honestly, tool steel, you know, the funny thing is, guys, if people doing a hardness test really is kind of a subjective thing. I could use the Subasan files or the pick set to do a hardness test, but it really is not going to be super accurate from what I was talking to from my buddy who's an engineer at one of the colleges. He said that doing an HRC test, you really need to cut the metal in half and test inside, and that would be pretty much destroying the tool. And doing an excurt, you can pretty much do with a file. And most likely this is tool steel, so you're going to get between a 50 to 60 HRC anyways. But to pinpoint that HRC, really, you need to cut it in half and find out the HRC, or get down to bare metal to find the HRC, because coatings affect your readings on HRC testing. So that's something that I was intrigued about. I talked to him, and I'm pretty familiar with good tool steel. This isn't terrible tool steel. I will tell you that. The Icons aren't using like negligent tool steel on here, because I was beating this up, but if you look at the teeth here, there's not a lot of deflection or you know, a lot of chipping or absolute destruction of the teeth, which means that the tool steel that they're using is pretty decent. This button, however, some would think that this button would be useful, big, but honestly, I think this is where the failure point is going to be. And here's my deductive reasoning on this is that this button here has no, the retention on it is internal. So that means constant wear of the pliers being shifted back and forth are going to cause these to fail. This is where you're going to see your failure at on these pliers most likely. I think for the most part, these are probably going to last a long, long, long time. And I'm just being really honest with you because I want to give a fair assessment of the Icon pliers. For $20, not terrible. Now, let's compare them to the Knipex. Now, once again, Knipex. Once again, I prefer these pliers, and these are a different handle, but these are $40. You can buy the same handle, red-handled Knipexes for $35. I'll leave a link in the description for both pairs of Knipex for you guys. This is a company that's got 140 years in the business. Do these pliers, what do? They have a function just the same as the Icon. You can grab a bolt with it, get a bolt in here. You can adjust it like that, and there's other things you can use it for. Let's say you didn't have a ports for that and you needed to run a screw in or a bolt on, and you had a big one like that, or like that, you could use these. These hold really firmly, and you have that. The Icons work just the same. They open up the same width. The jaws are the same width. One thing that they do have different is that the Icons are quite a bit wider. I did notice that. The teeth in the nose in the front also not very slim profiled. Not really sure what they were thinking about that. I think they were adding more material to try to improve strength on these, which I'm not sure that it was really needed. But man, those are fat up front, man. Not gonna lie to you, this thinner profile is gonna get into a tighter spot versus the Knipex or these deals right here where you're going to get stuck right here where you can get back in. Look at just show you. Just a representation here of just distance. But if you look down here in the pliers, let me see if I can get this set up just so you can see. You're getting into the pliers. I'll lay this right across there like so for the depth. And then watch how I can push this back with the Knipex because I'm going to be able to get into a tighter spot. You see the pry bar move there where the Knipex, the Icons, they're kind of leaving you high and dry on that. They do. The screws, I think I've literally gripped on the screws. They gripped to the screws Knipexes did. They seem to do just the same function as the Knipex. Very good at grabbing them. Didn't find anything. The biggest thing was once again, the width and the tip I didn't like. And like I said, this is a professional's opinion, okay? If I was going to choose one, and I'm being honest with you, $20, honestly, $15-20 is not a big enough jump for me to get on board with buying the Icon ones. Knipex is really easy to warranty. I've seen several people complaining about Knipex warranty, but I have dealers all over the place for Knipex warranty. I have just warrantied my Knipex alligator pliers, like so. I just talked about this. Warrantied them, no problem. Got them warrantied, no big deal. My Mac Tool ones, never had a problem with warrantying these through my Mac Tool guy. There's unlimited amounts of dealers all over. In fact, in retrospect, there is more dealer support for Knipex than there is Icon stores. There's just under 1,200 Icon stores. There's probably 2,000 Knipex locations to warranty these. Unlimited amounts vast amounts of areas to warranty Knipex. So that also is a moot point for me. I think that's kind of crazy. The button differences on these, I prefer the Knipex button just for the simple fact is it's serviceable. If I have to and I would need to get parts or possibly fix it, I have a screw I can remove. The little spring steel here is very high grade. Push the button out, replace it. This thing, once it's down, you're going to have to get it warrantied, but I might be able to actually make it through a job if it happened during a job. That's another professional aspect too, and to be honest with you, I've had these Cobra pliers 20 years. Same system, never failed me once. So the test of time is what we're talking about here as far as a tool versus a new tool. And this button it's untested, unproven, and I don't feel that the need. Actually, and I paid $32 for these. I bought these off JD Co. Last year. Had a sale on them. I'm pretty sure these were $32 is what I paid for them. So am I going to worry about a $12 difference when I know I have peace of mind with a company that's been in business for 140 years versus a company that just came out with these and they're really untested, unproven? Even the jaw line comes off center there on these a little bit. They're a little bit sloppy in. I'll show you versus the Knipex. See the wiggle there? Now, look at my Knipexes. There's virtually no slop. Super tight. I can barely wiggle them enough on camera for you to see. And you can see I've used these Knipexes. These things do seem like they hold a better sharpness. I mean, these things are like Velcro when you run your fingers across them. The icons seem to be a little... They seem like they're really hard. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but they seem like they're so hard that maybe they're not gripping as good. Is it a huge difference? No, it's a minute difference. I'm not trying to dog on them for that. I'm just saying. And then fancying them up with the chevrons. I don't know about that neither, but they definitely beefed up material in here. As far as the overall quality of them, doesn't look too bad. It's a cast. It's a stamped process. It's not the same forging process, so you're going to have a lot more inclusions, and this is a forging process that's more hands-on. Knipex is making, so it's going to look a little bit rougher on the Knipexes, like you can see on the backside here, where that forging process, to me, that just shows quality. Honestly, when I know another man has touched this and he's had to shape this and form this, cold forging is a much better process than your stamp forging. Obviously, these are being mass produced, which, you know, it's a very slight difference. You know, don't freak out in the comments section over that, because it's really not worth arguing about. I've already went down this road before. It's just cold forging is just a better process. You get a better result in the end, a little bit more stronger material. This one, you're not going to see a DIY guy. First of all, a guy that uses these things probably 3 or 4 times a year, a DIY guy, versus a guy that uses these, you know, once or twice a week for every week in a professional setting. You know, and I haven't used these a lot just because not really something that really jumps out. But versus these, buying Icon, if I was going to go to Icon, if I wanted to buy a pair of screw extractor pliers versus those other ones that I showed, I would definitely give these a thumbs up from Icon for $21. You know, for a guy, if you really need to save the $20 or $15 over the Knipex, it's definitely a great plier for the money. You know, and I'm just, me personally, I wouldn't want to buy it for a professional setting because, like I said, the button scares me. This my stickler. So from a professional standpoint, spend the money on the Knipex. First of all, you're going to have a product that actually has a name that's, you know, going to hold its value in the industry. I mean, the Cobra pliers have been around forever. These are synonymous as far as being one of the best water pump style pliers. And the Knipex Twin Grips, what more can I say? So, anyways, guys, it's a pretty long video. Hope I intrigued or said something that a lot of you kind of followed along with and understood. You know, got to have quality, got to have that longevity. You got to have the time in the industry at the end of the day, in my opinion, in order for your name to mean something. Anyways, guys, remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.